Hello everybody, hello, happy Tuesday. Back again with another mini-series on traveling with oils today. Hello, welcome. Pretty excited to talk about this topic. It is a pretty big topic as such, but I'm going to condense it down to about 20 minutes and cover most things that we get concerned about with traveling with oils. So I guess in particular, a lot of people when they're traveling, it's either by car or flying. And the very common questions that I get is, well, what do I take with me? And can I take oils when I'm flying? So I'm going to cover off a few of those things. Then I'm going to cover off a few, like a top 9 oils that I love to travel with and how I actually work out what oils to take. Because when I travel, and we are going away the week before Christmas, like the weekend before Christmas, home by Christmas this year. And it's going to be really nice because we so need family time, and Bray's got to go back to the hospital anyway for a checkup. But what I want to touch on, how I work out what oils how to take with me, because it's a really simple, it's not hard, and I can tell you, you will use your oils when you're traveling. Most definitely will. So the first thing, obviously, when we're traveling with oils, there's about 6 common topics, okay? I've got my notes, which I'll share all these notes as well after we've done this class in the members group here too. So one of them is fatigue. When we go away and we travel, you get out of the car, you stop, you get out of the airplane, whether it's jet lag even, you just feel flat as a tack. You're like, how can I get moving? How can I get the motivation? And sometimes we feel really flat and fatigued is generally because we've gone into relaxation mode. We've gone, oh, we're away. Finally, I can relax. I don't have the pressures of my normal day-to-day life. So that can also be interlinked. So we have fatigue. The second one is stress. Okay. To be honest, I do actually, I'm getting better, get a little bit stressed when I'm away. The reason is because I'm an organized person. Before I even start my business, I do all my house jobs, I tidy the house, I do, everything. Otherwise, I'm just like, it just doesn't feel right. But because I'm away, there is not the organization, there's not the routine, there's not the plan. And that in itself can stress me out because I don't know what I'm doing. And that's where my husband, he is amazing. He just goes with the flow. So anytime he might walk in the door and go, okay, let's go away for the weekend, he knows he's got to as such take over and get us out the door, because my brain just goes into zzz, and I can't think. So always got to have a few oils with stress. Even also too, coming into Christmas, mixing with a lot of family will bring a lot of stress for people. Preparing food, cleaning the house, doing gifts, presents, all that stuff can bring you stress. The other thing is sleep, okay? People don't sleep properly because they're not in their own bed, whether they're in a strange environment, whether it's noisy, whatever it is. The other common thing is getting bites. I'm talking about mozzie bites, sandfly bites, whatever it is. Insect bites is another really common thing when you're actually away. The 5th thing is sickness. Is a massive thing. Like, how many people or how many times do you actually get sick when you go away? Okay, the reason that you get sick is because you're exposed to all these germs, and also too, when you're staying in other places, you don't know who the other person was staying in there or what went on. When you turn up at a family's place, they won't necessarily tell you, oh, we were sick yesterday or last week or whatever, because those germs are hanging around. Airborne pathogens are all hanging around in the air if we don't actually do something about it. Now, the 6th other common one is headaches. Okay, a lot of people will get headaches. Again, because change of, sleep, foods, weather is another massive one. These are all common things that people actually have to deal with when they're traveling with oils. So when it comes to traveling with oils, with flying, let's talk about flying and the guidelines, because as I said, it is a really common question. Yes, you can take your oils. Number 1, you can take your oils flying. You will not have a problem. I've taken them all the time flying. The thing that we need to remember when we're flying with oils, the best thing to do is put them in your check-in luggage and you will have no problem. I never put mine in my actual bag. in your handheld luggage. Put them in your handheld luggage, not in your check-in luggage. I don't put my oils in my check-in luggage. It all goes in my handheld. I always have my oils in something. Sometimes it's a plastic bag that people can see. Sometimes it's, you know, like in a case like this. And you just put it through security, and they have no problems, the security, because they can see that they're oils, they're fine. Glass, they're fine, long as if you check them in, you will not have a problem. Now, when it comes to opening your oils on the plane, just be mindful that some people will be sensitive to smells. Like, for example, me, I mean, it's not oil, but on an aeroplane, as soon as they open those stinking rice crackers on an aeroplane, you know, those little whatever, they make me so nauseous. I'm like, oh, I can't eat on an aeroplane. Never have done, but the smell of rice crackers just gets me every single time when I open them. So we've got to be conscious of, if we're opening an oil, it could affect another person. So just keep that mindful. If you've got them in roller bottles, okay, and you take it off, they're not going to be as potent as to whether you've actually got, you know, your little vials there of your oils either. So just be mindful of that as well. So pretty much that's it when it comes to traveling with oils. Put them in with your hand luggage, no problem. Take something small and compact, like for me, which I'll show you. This is what I actually take with me when I travel in the car, okay? Because this is all I need. We don't always have a ton of room. And what it is actually an old CD case. Okay, you can see that. This here, you can make yourself. Go and get a piece of foam. See that? Okay. Then drill in some holes. Super easy, or punch them out if you've got a punch, whatever it is. You can actually buy these, and I was actually trying to look online before, and because I've had this for quite some time, you can buy something like this, but I can't find any in Australia. I could be totally like not looking in the right place, but you can so make your own. Okay, it's super easy. Then what I do is these are just little vials, okay? So they're little 1 ml bottles, and I just put a few drops of essential oil in them, and that's it. Because also the advantage of having this is, for me anyway, and it's happened, you know, I've had some roller bottles and some oils, and I've lost them. I'm like, there goes, you know, whatever oil it was, that expense, and I've had half a bottle. This here is only a couple of drops. The advantage is you can use these to diffuse, you can use them to apply. If you put, you know, 10 drops of whatever oil in them, if they get a little bit warm, you know, all that's going to happen is that they just evaporate a little bit. You're going to be totally fine. So, and then of course I always chuck in definitely some little ice blue. You can get a tiny little container and squirt it in. These are from the US. They're little sample packs in a box of 10. Toothpaste, I always take these. Again, they're from the US, pack 10. And I always take the shampoo and conditioner. Again, the US, pack 10. They're like $10 for 10. So they work out to be about $1 each. But it doesn't take up any room. It's super, super easy. So that's what I like to travel with. And then, of course, I generally always have my 9 touch rollers and my 6 emotional rollers always in the car. I get them out and I use them as well. The other thing that you can do, if I've got one, I did have one here, here it is. You can grab these little keychains, okay, from Australia, from your back office under accessories. Can't remember the price, but I think